Hey guys, welcome back to Vince Fail Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Dazzling Designs garage kit that I customized, sort of, and also painted up for a client of mine. Now this client of mine I've done a lot of work for over the years, and he was interested in getting this kit and having me do his. But as a gift though, which I did not expect, and I really thank him a lot for this, he actually picked up a second kit and he gave it to me as a gift, which I did not expect. And because when I saw this statue first released, I was interested in it, but at the time a lot of things were going on with family and stuff, and I just didn't have the funds and time to actually invest in getting one for myself. But I was shocked enough when he told me that he bought two and he is sending me one as a gift, which I really do appreciate. And if you're watching this video, thank you so much. So when he gave me the kit, he said he knows I'm a huge Power Girl fan, and he said I could do whatever I want with it for his. He just said make it a nice one of a kind, do something different, and kind of do whatever. Because I told him if I was to buy the kit, I would do a couple things different, and he said go ahead and do it on his as well. So I'll kind of go over all that. It's a really good kit. It's a great sculpt. But it was based off this artwork here. Now, hopefully you guys can see in the camera. It's not like reflecting or anything. But I forgot who did this cover. Ivan Talera, I think. I don't know. I like the artwork. One of the things that's funny about the artwork is when they did this, she has the brooch and cape on the wrong thing. This actually should be flipped. So I think when I remember when this kit was actually first shown, I told a couple friends, and I think I did tell the guy from Dazzling Designs that it should be on this one, and they actually did flip it, which was good. But one of the things I didn't like about this artwork is that her chest kind of slopes down and her waist is kind of wide. I think, like, I don't know if it's an illusion, but I think the waist should be brought in and be a little bit more perkier breasts. But so I went ahead and we kind of tweaked that on this one. I'll kind of go over it a little bit. If you've seen it in the beginning of the video. The head sculpt's phenomenal. I absolutely love the head sculpt on this statue. It is beautiful. The one that's on the main body, the one that's on the head base at the bottom is good too, but I kind of love this one a lot more. So one of the things that I didn't like about the sculpt is that her chest kind of sloped down. So if you saw in the video, I had both kits side by side. So what I did was I chopped up the chest a bit, and I kind of just re-sculpted the breasts more, and I gave it more of a boob window, and they kind of more upwards. And then what I did is I sort of took in the waist a little bit, and I added more wrinkles, because I felt like the waist kind of came straight down too much, so I brought it in a little bit more, and we redid the belt. I like the belt that came with it, but I felt that if you watch a lot of the old comic books of Power Girl and a lot of the old artwork, her belt usually is kind of sometimes loose and it kind of comes at like an angle a little bit more, and that's what I did with this one. And then I also took off the rope on the item. Well, I didn't really take off the rope. The rope is glued in with the brooch, but I actually added a button here, and I did the stretchy rope underneath that goes underneath her arm and in the back. And then for her booty, we always got to do a booty shot, so we'll kind of get a little bit closer. I had a little bit of wrinkles into here. We weren't sure if we were going to redo the back of the, like the leotard bathing suit area, but he liked the way it was. But we just added a little bit of wrinkles and more of a crack, just to kind of give a little bit more of a, a bubble butt. That's kind of what we did with that. That's kind of most of the custom work I did on her. I like it a lot better now. It feels a little bit more, comic book, and got a little bit more of an hourglass look to her. That's one thing about, like, if you ever follow, like, artwork off of a cover, unless you're trying to capture a specific artist, sometimes it's like, take a little bit of liberty and kind of tweak it a little bit more and try to get the actual artwork. That's just kind of the way I felt with on this one. That's kind of why I didn't actually pick this up. Like I said, it was partly because the sculpt was like, I knew I would want to make tweaks on it. And second of all, like I said, at the time, I was just dealing with a lot of family emergencies, so I didn't have a lot of extra funds. But when I get to mine, I'm going to do a little bit more different stuff to it, but I don't know when I'm going to get to my kit. But I figured let me get the client's kit out and do his stuff and kind of get rolling with it. So other than that, your basic paint up, this is, the outfit's got a little bit of pearls in it, but not much. It's kind of hard to probably see in this type of camera. It's got a little bit of grayish blue shading, because I don't like to use any kind of like black shading on white, because it kind of gets muddy. So there's like a really tint of grayish blue in there. It kind of makes the outfit pop a little bit more. And then I sort of dulled it down. It's kind of like a mix of satin varnish and matte varnish together, so it's not super glossy, because you don't want to like gloss up the outfit with all those pearls and make it shiny, because then it's going to look weird. So this kind of feels a little bit more of a superhero white outfit. And then for the belt buckle, I gave it like a leathery type paint up, boots and gloves, you know, kind of her typical blue stuff. Cape, same thing, kind of mahogany reds in there, and flatten it down, just give it more of a leather. The one thing I don't like about the cape, though, I love the sculpt of the cape, and I love the flow. I don't like the texture on the cape. I'm just not a fan of, like, texturizing too many items, especially with a cape. I think with a cape, if you want to add a texture, I would do, like, a leather texture, like, kind of cracked up. That kind of gives it more of, like, that Henry Cavill, like, Man of Steel type of cape, which I think works better. I'm just not really a fan of it, so I think when I do mine, I might try to sand down the texture, but it's going to take so long because the whole thing is just filled with texture. So I'm not really sure about that. But it's going to be a while before I get to my version. And then after that, I just kind of gave her a nice skin tone paint up. You know, kind of, like I said, the face, though, is beautiful. This sculpt of this head is phenomenal. It's actually one of my favorite head sculpts out there. It's just really, really well done. And I kind of wanted to paint it up my way. So we kind of just did a little bit nice paint up. Hair is not really yellow. It might look yellow in the camera, but it's kind of like a dirty blondish yellow, but not like pure yellow out of the bottle. Because I like Power Girl to have a little bit of browns in her hair, whereas like Supergirl would be more of like you know, platinum blonde with not really too many darks in there. But for Power Girl, I like to have a little of those darks in there, which I think works better for her. Yeah, and other than that, as far as her second head down here, which is a really nice head sculpt, this one I did a little bit different. So the Power Girl logo, if you look at some of the older comic books, there's always like a gradation on the top of it, so that's kind of what I did. So the colors that I used on the outfit, I used on here, and I did a little bit of that gradation of the shading on top of here, and it kind of works out good. It makes it like, at least look like the older covers of the logo. The head over this one is good. I like this head too, but I feel the other one's better. But it's really good. And then I used Evolution X decal eyes on these heads, because I just wanted to try something a little bit different, and I kind of like those decals, because these eye sockets are a little bit bigger. And then for the base, I did a dirty rock base, kind of just, you know, just a simple rock. I guess it's like, the base I'm a little bit, look, I guess it's like she's stopping a robbery, or she's going into like a vault. Not really sure. I would have wanted to paint these more of a marble, but it's got all this texture on it. It's more like of a concrete. So that's kind of what I ran with, because you figure concrete's got the, you know, the bars in there and everything. So I kind of just ran with that. And then the doors, I did a steel, aka interactive steel on the doors, and I kind of did a lot of washing of what was it, Warlock bronze on there and stuff. Kind of ran with that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. It's a good sculpt. It is a good sculpt. Like I said, I had no intention of getting it in the beginning, but now I do. When I go to do mine, I'll probably do a little bit things differently. But this is kind of like what I was going to do if I did get the sculpt from the beginning, and this is what I did for the client. So just give her a nice bigger chest. You know, her chest got to defy gravity. Gave her a little bit more of that hourglass look to her, which I think works a little bit better for the sculpt. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, it's a great sculpt. Of course, it's a great character. I do like that they did the whole, you know, second head, but they also gave you like a, you know, display base for it. Now, I didn't change up the chest on the display base because that's not really was that important. It was more of the main statue figure that we kind of went with. But all in all, that is it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like my tweaks? Do you like the original sculpt better? Do you like the head sculpt? I really, like I said, this head sculpt is phenomenal. And everyone I've talked to really, really likes this head sculpt. It's really nice. And I think the hair works for her pretty well. So he did follow the comic book pretty good, too, with the hair. So that kind of worked out pretty well. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to say about it. Other than, it was a lot of fun to paint up, of course. A lot of fun to tweak. And hopefully someday I could get mine done and get it in my display case whenever I catch up. But all in all, that is the Dazzling Designs Power Girl tweaked my way. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.